What's up? My name's Ian. This is the first time I've ever shown my face on camera in a YouTube video before. Normally just like to be faceless, because I'm a little camera shy. So I hope I don't get roasted too bad. If I do, I'll just take this video down and then feel sad for a little while. But I'm sitting in my manga collection room and I kind of just wanted to make a video of some of the rarest manga that I have in my collection. I'm not one of the people that really goes around just collecting out of print manga just so I can say that I have rare manga. That's fine if you do that. I know some people are more into the collecting aspect than like the reading aspect, but the out of print series that I have, other than like a couple of these Viz Shoujo series that I haven't read yet, most of the out of print series that I have are stuff that I read online and I really enjoyed, or it's something that I knew I'd be interested in, so I got it and I read it and I enjoyed it and didn't feel like selling it. So I just want to go through a few of these and just tell you what I think about them and show off some of the rarest stuff that I have because I am proud of having them. It's taken me a long time to get a lot of these series, and I've been in this business for over a decade now. So yeah, I guess just stick around and check out what I got. Yeah, so the first section of my collection where I've got a few out of print series that I want to show is where I have my Shoujo B and Viz Shoujo series. And if you've tried collecting any of these series, then you've probably figured out that there's random volumes and random series that are just stupidly hard to find for no good reason. Other than like during COVID, people who just thought they looked cool just bought them all up. I don't even think these people read them, but that's just what they did. So now I'm not gonna lie, I haven't read all these Viz Shoujo series, but I've read a good chunk of them, and I'm gonna keep reading them. I'm gonna finish all of these at some point. But there's a few of these that I'm very proud to have that I really enjoyed, and so I'm just gonna show you a few of these. So the first series in this collection that I got that's pretty out of print, very hard to find, is Boys Over Flowers. I used up all of my life's luck, I figure. I think if they come out with some sort of immortality elixir, I will die the day before that comes out because I found this whole series at Second and Charles for $3 a volume, and I have never come close to finding anything like that ever again. So the main girl, her name's Tsukishi. I may be butchering the pronunciation of that, but I've only read it. I haven't watched the anime for it, though it does have a very good opening. Anyways, she's terrible. She's not a good character. I feel like she may be kind of like a self-insert character for the people reading it. I'm not a girl, so when I read the stuff that she's doing, I'm like, oh my gosh. I wouldn't go so far to say she like cheats on the guys or whatever, but like, she knows what she's doing. She's not being as faithful as she should be. And then I haven't seen all of Gossip Girl, but I've seen 6 episodes. And if you know the character Chuck Bass, so I don't know how he turns out. Everybody that's seen Gossip Girl is like, man, Chuck Bass is great. He goes through such character development. He goes from doing very bad things to people in the first series or in the first part of the show to being like a really great guy. And well, that's kind of how the main guy in this is. His name's Tsukasa. There's a few main guys, but the main guy, his name's Tsukasa. He's a terrible person for like this portion of the series. And they always play it off as like, oh, he's one of those guys that's too scared to show his feelings, so he just lashes out at the girl. He does some pretty bad stuff early on, and then they're just like, oh, he's a good guy now. That don't matter. But I would say it's fairly unforgivable. But of course, because that's how these series go, she just ends up liking him. And then 30 volumes of refusing to admit she likes him. Then like 2 volumes of them liking each other. And then they throw in a little amnesia towards the end, just out of nowhere. I don't know. I gave it a 9 out of 10. It was pretty interesting. There were a lot of there's a lot of stupid drama in it, but it was captivating, I will say. I think I read the whole series over the last 2 weekends. I read like 18 volumes on Sunday. I woke up at like 8:30 and I was like, I'm going to read the rest of the series, and I read 21 through 37, so I guess 17 volumes. Yep. Anyways, it's alright. Next up, one of the holy grails, we have Basara. It has been ages since I read this. I read this online probably back in like 2016, 2017, somewhere around there. If you like, it's on my anime list, which is linked somewhere on my channel. I got the dates for when I've read all the stuff that I've read on there. But I read this a long time ago, so I'll be honest, I don't remember a whole bunch that happens. I remember there being twins. One's supposed to be the chosen one. Turns out the other one's the chosen one, and it's a girl, but it wasn't supposed to be a girl. It was. Anyways, I really, really liked it. And if you've ever tried collecting it, you'll know that some of these volumes are really hard to find. So these two were pricey. I'm not gonna say this wasn't a boys over flowers scenario where I got them all for $3. This series cost me an arm and a leg. Like, I had to go to some random dude on Reddit to get me a copy of volume 20, and I could have easily been scammed. I don't know, but he came through. Very surprising. But yeah, if you haven't read Basara, I think it's very good. I know there's some themes in it that like some people are like, oh, that's problematic, whatever. I don't really care. It's a good story. It's kind of I don't know if I'd consider it a sci-fi or not. It's like it's in the future, and like Japan's like a desert now, and probably not sci-fi, but it's like futuristic. I don't know what you'd classify it as. Very good though. Very hard to find. One of my favorites. Next up is Please Save My Earth. Please Save My Earth is one of, if not my favorite shoujo series. It's up there, either it or Natsume's Book of Friends, which I think there it is, right down there, are my two favorites. Please Save My Earth is one of my favorites because I love space. Space is cool. And this is like the whole mystery in this is trying to figure out which people, if I remember correctly, it's been a little bit since I've read this. I remember there's all these people on Earth, and they all have past lives that were like out in space, whatever, and they've been reincarnated as like Earth people, as like humans on Earth, and they're getting like flashes of their past lives. So it's kind of interesting trying to figure out which characters fit with which like space characters. But very good like sci-fi mystery. I always felt like shoujo and sci-fi kind of go together. Space is like often portrayed as like being a really beautiful thing, and most of the art in shoujo is like really pretty. And I felt like it was I felt like they complemented each other a lot. Like, I mean, look at this volume. You got her like hugging the earth, you know. Very nice. But yeah, so that's it. I think that's all that I got for the shoujo shelves. So next up is another holy grail of sorts, and that is Umineko no Naku Koro ni, or When They Cry. Umineko When They Cry. It's in the same universe. I guess technically a sequel to Higurashi no Naku Koro ni, but in my opinion, I mean, I've read both, and you can totally read this one before reading Higurashi, but reading Higurashi or watching Higurashi or playing the visual novel or whatever beforehand would, I think, add to the experience, because there are some characters that overlap that are pretty important that some background knowledge on could help. But I found Umineko to be a million times better than Higurashi, and I loved Higurashi. Like, now I will say I have not played the visual novels for these, and I will never play them because I've tried visual novels, and that's just terrible. It's a stupid idea. Just make it a book or make it like a full-fledged game. I'm not trying to watch a picture book. It's not fun. I've tried like several visual novels, and they are not fun. Not for me. But the manga for this I thought was great. I'm sure people think the visual novel's better. That's fine. But anyways, long story short, it's kind of inspired by And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. It's like a murder mystery. Everyone goes to an island because they're trying to get the inheritance. God, it's been a while. I think the grandfather dies or something, so they're trying to figure out the inheritance situation. And then everyone kind of starts dying, and the legend on the island is that it's the Golden Witch Beatrice killing everybody. And it's kind of, I mean, it's, I don't want to spoil anything, but like it's mesmerizing. The end of part 6, like the last few pages, I think sent chills down my spine. I think everybody should go read this. The first couple parts, I mean, I liked it from the get-go, but I've had some friends who tried reading it and they thought the first couple parts were boring. But that's, if you've seen Higurashi or read it, you know how there's the question arcs and then the answer arcs. This one's set up the same way. And so, like, I mean, the question arcs, they don't explain anything. You don't get the answers until the answer arc. So it's, I don't know. Just don't give up. I recommend everybody read that. But I actually got all these for retail because I got them before they went out of print. Then after they went out of print, I don't know why, everybody started getting into Umineko, and now every volume you see is like $100 on eBay. So I sometimes look it up just to see. I'm like, you know, glad I have this already. But great series. If you can find it, read it. Read it wherever you can find it. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, just short little, like, this is something that I don't have all of this. This is Blackjack. This is like 6 volumes of it. I think like 1, 2, 3, 5, 11, something. I don't know. Random volumes. There's like 17 of them. I wish I had all of them. This is the series that I wish I had all of. I've read a good chunk of Osamu Tezuka stuff. I've read Message to Adolf. I've read Phoenix. I've read Blackjack. I have not read Buddha. I have Buddha, but I have not read it yet. But Blackjack, so far, has been my favorite Osamu Tezuka series, and it's not even close. Like, I think it's way better than Phoenix. However, all of the volumes are very hard to find now. So, and I know there's like 3 hardcover versions of the first 3 volumes. Man, I don't even care. I just like to have all of it in some format. If they reprint it, whatever. If anybody knows anywhere I can get them, let me know. But yeah, that's just a little short aside right here. Alright, going to take a quick detour by my light novel shelf. So these are not as out of print as they used to be, really. I mean, they are still out of print, but they're not as rare as they used to be. Since they reprinted the Haruhi Suzumiya books, these have become a lot easier to find. But I really, Haruhi Suzumiya is one of my favorite light novel series, and I got these before they reprinted them, and I mean, I'm glad they reprinted them because I bought it again. But these were fun to collect. This volume right here, The Dissociation of Haruhi, was at one point selling for like hundreds of dollars, and I think I got a good deal on it if I remember correctly. It's been a long time, but that's a light novel series I'm really proud of. My other light novel series that I love is A Certain Magical Index. It's not, some of these volumes are out of print, but not the series as a whole, and they're still publishing New Testament. So that's a whole different thing, but like those are my 2 favorite light novel series. And then my 3rd favorite light novel series, which is also got a bunch of volumes out of print, is Baccano. Baccano's great. If you've seen the anime, the light novels are way better than the anime. The anime only goes through 3 volumes, and I think adapts a tiny bit of like the 4th and maybe the 5th one. But like, as you can tell, I think there's like 23 volumes of it. So they go a lot further than the anime. Unfortunately, it's on hiatus right now. I've read all that's out, and they're like pretty close to the end, but I don't know when it's coming back. And I'm probably going to have forgotten everything by the time that it does. But I'm not really going to reread it, so I'm probably just going to read the new books and be confused. But anyways, so that's the light novels that I got that are out of print that I'm proud of. So I'm going to go upstairs, and there's like a couple other things. And that's it. Say hi to Ononoki right here. She's cool. She's chilling. Alright, honorable mention to Pet Shop of Horrors. I'm sure it's going to be like everywhere because 7 Seas licensed it and is going to reprint it. So if if the 7 Seas volumes are better than these, I'm probably going to sell these. But for the longest time, these were pretty out of print. It's about this dude named Count D. Runs a pet shop. People come in looking for pets and stuff. But there's always some, like, diabolical twist. It is not a... It's kind of like how, like, oh, what is it? Like the monkey's paw thing will grant your wish, but it does it in a really weird way that's, like, negative. It's kind of how he does stuff a lot of the times. I think there may be a couple that don't end that tragically, but most of the stories within, it's pretty episodic. They end tragically. And I kind of like that. It was kind of dark. But anyways, I'm probably going to sell these when the new ones come out. I don't know if they've licensed Pet Shop of Horrors Tokyo, but I would like for the last few volumes. Because I think there's 11 or 12 of them. I read the other ones online, but they never got published in English. So if they could go back and do the rest of them, that'd be great. And the last series that I have for us here is GTO, Great Teacher Onizuka. This is, I know it's kind of sappy to say that like a manga or something's like influenced your life, but GTO has probably been one of the most influential manga series that I've ever read. It kind of helped inspire the career that I went into. I'm not gonna lie, I've only read the first 2 volumes of the early years, or Shonen Junai Gumi. But the main GTO series, it's about this young delinquent guy, he's like 23, I think, Onizuka. He ends up becoming a teacher for not great reasons, but once he is a teacher, he's very influential in the lives of the students. Like, he really cares for them. And the stuff that he does is definitely not legal, but he does care for all of the students, and they all start off hating him. He gets in charge of this class full of kids and they all hate their teacher, but eventually, like, through compassion and stuff, he like shows that, like, they come around to him. They start to support him. And I don't know, the ending was really good. People say it's a ripoff of something else. What is it? There's another manga that they say that this copied, and I don't care if it copied it. This one's better. But yeah, that's one of my favorites, and it's out of print. But I've been seeing it around for not too expensive anymore. So maybe if you can get it, go for it. But yep, that's all I got. And I got some more stuff. If you see anything else that like looks interesting, just say something in the comments. Got some volumes down here that are falling over. Actually, if anybody knows if this is good, let me know, because I got it for cheap. Bride of the Water God, but I haven't read it, and will I ever read it? I don't know. But I'm thinking about selling it, but I don't want to sell it before I've read it. So, anyways, thanks for watching. See you later.